Welcome to Time Frame Thursday. Today's quote comes from Harvey MacKay, who said, "Deadlines aren't bad. They help you organize your time. They help you set priorities. They make you get going when you might not feel like it." That's beautiful, isn't it? Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani, and I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And one of the big tools that I use for that is the deadline, helping you set a deadline that is completely within your skill and time range, and yet one that will still help you push the boundaries a little bit so that you start that ball rolling of every day doing a little bit more than you think you're capable of. Because the reality is, we are all capable of so much more than we think we are, truly. So with that, let's get this little party started. The deadline. What is a deadline? It's a time limit for completing your first draft. That's it. It's just a deadline. It's a time limit. It's a finite date and time in sometime in the future where this will be done. Simple, right? It's also a really excellent tool to provide inspiration and motivation to get that task done. And the whole purpose, of course, of setting that deadline is to give yourself the impetus required to complete your first draft as fast as you can. That's why I'm a big fan of whatever Manuscript Math tells you your deadline should be, cut a couple days off that at least, and just challenge yourself to do more in less time. It's a great, great thing. But how do you set that achievable deadline? As I just touched on, Manuscript Math is the beautiful way to do that. So to calculate your deadline, it's really simple. You need to figure out a couple things. Number one, how long should your manuscript be? Typically speaking, a transformational nonfiction book is going to come in at around the 30,000 word mark. It can be shorter, it can also be longer. Like different types of nonfiction books will have different lengths typically, but for the books we're talking about, 30,000 words is a really good number to at least start off with. Truly is. Now, then you need to figure out how many minutes, how many hours can you devote to writing every day? Because if you're not going to write every day, it gets a lot harder to do this simply because you're not building that daily habit that makes success so simple. You also need to determine your writing speed. How many words do you write per hour? It's a simple thing to figure out. Great little exercise for that. And once you have all those numbers in hand, then it's just applying a simple calculation. Your deadline, the number of days to write your first draft, is simply the length of your manuscript divided by the words you write per hour and how many hours you can devote to that every single day. That's it. Very, very simple stuff. But Manuscript Math is just it's two things. First, it's an essential element of your roadmap for author success, but it's also an essential thing to determine just so that you know how long this will take. Because that's one of the bigger questions that I get from authors especially when they're writing their first book. How long will it take to write? Well, this is how you figure that out. Really simple stuff. And it's, like I said, it's a great way to challenge yourself to do more in less time as well. So if you're not familiar with the term roadmap for author success, this is simply a detailed roadmap. I got no better word for it than roadmap that helps you figure out your who, your what, your when, your where, your why, your how, your outline, your complete outline, so you build that as part of this process, and of course your deadline using Manuscript Math. Really, really detailed system that will help you remove all that the decision making and all the uncertainty about writing your book. That's the beauty of building this roadmap out first before you start writing the book, is that it basically wipes out any ability to have writer's block, because you always know what to write, you always know when you're going to write, you know all the answers to all these key questions. That's why it's such a great, great thing to do. And if you want to write and publish your book in 2023, I would argue there is absolutely no better time to design your roadmap for author success right now. Right now. And if you don't know what that is, or you want to refresh a course on how to design your personalized roadmap for author success, I highly encourage you to join me next Monday, December 12th, for Unstuck, the free 5-day workshop for Christian nonfiction authors. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. And by the end of the week, assuming of course that you watch the training videos and you actually do the work that I ask, it's not a lot. You can complete all of this probably in about 3 hours. But at the end of this week, you will have a complete, detailed roadmap for success so that you can start writing your book in January and finishing it and publishing it in 2023. That's a great thing. ChristianAuthorUnstuck.com. Go there to sign up. I would love to see you there, and I will also love to see you tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, where we'll talk about more great ideas around how to write, how to turn basic principles of success into your life so that you can be successful, not only at writing and completing your book, but in accomplishing any other goal that you want to achieve in life. And as I said earlier, one of those key elements, of course, is the deadline. Without a deadline, a dream is just a wish. And wishes, well, they typically don't come true on their own, do they? Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3. Bye-bye.